In fact, I'm going to go ahead and have y'all cross off some stuff. Go ahead and cross off that second M. All right. I know a lot of y'all do not have highlighters, which is fine. We're going to circle whenever X is 0. Y'all good with that so far? Tables are actually fairly easy. By the way, the Y is generally on the right side. The X is generally on the left side. Or you also might see it as on top, or on bottom, sorry, and top. So you could actually see X on top of your table and Y on bottom. All right, so we're going to do the same thing we kind of did on Friday. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to find your X equals 0 and circle that row. Where X is 0, that is always your B. So what is B? What is Y equals? On X is 0. B is equal to what? 6. So B here is 6. Now, do y'all remember from Friday when we did here to here? And I had y'all find out the difference between the two? So how do I get from 0 to 1? Plus 1. Let's say I couldn't do it easily in my head. What could I do? Let's say I didn't know that was 1. What could I do? 1 minus 0. Thank you very much. That's it. So then, how do I do, what's 9 minus 6? 3. Now, my M is always my change in Y, which is this nice little triangular thing, over change in X. Or 3 over 1. That little delta or that triangle symbol just simply means I'm subtracting my Y's and I'm subtracting my X's. So M is 3, B is 6, so my Y is equal to 3X plus 6. Questions? What do you think a question your neighbor may have? Or somebody else in here may have? Because honestly, guys, some of this, if you don't ask questions now, you will be lost later. Yes, ma'am, Miss Kinsley. Did you watch the video?
I was supposed to see.
Okay, did you come in this morning to watch the video? Then you probably have to watch the video later. Are you following what we're doing so far? Okay. Okay, this next one. Where does my line cross my y-axis? I'm just showing you where the y-axis is. You do not have to highlight that. So what is that point? It's not just -1. What is it? I need coordinate points. What's your x? 0. What's your y? -1. Does everybody see how they got that? Does everybody see how I got that? Okay. What is the next point that hits a corner? What is the next point that hits a corner? -4 and what? So -4 or 4. Is that the point you're talking about? I need actual coordinate points. -4, 2. Is there another spot? 4 and -4. All right, so the reason why I asked about that is because see how my y is negative at first? I want to keep this side negative and this side positive if I absolutely can. So which one of those points makes it where I have a positive and a negative? The -4 and +2, or +4 and -2? Sorry, +4 and -4. My bad. All right, now, how do I get from 0 to 4? Do I add or subtract? How much? Obviously, if I'm getting a bigger negative, I'm subtracting. How do I get from 1 to 4? I subtract how much? 3. Any questions? Guys, I don't care if you think you have the dumbest question in the world. I promise you, somebody else in here has it. That's why I ask, what do you think your neighbor might want to know? All right. What is my B? What is X? When is X is equal to 0, what's my Y? Where does the graph begin? If I call that beginning my Y, what is my beginning? Where does it hit? -1. Do y'all not feel good either today or something? Because I feel like I'm doing a lot more talking than you are this morning. And I know for a fact I don't feel good. Do y'all not feel good either? All right, what's my change in Y? Also known as what's on the right side of the Y? Negative what? -3. What's my change in X? Also known as what's on the left side of X? +4. So all I do now is I just plug it in. Y equals mx plus b. So -3/4 x minus 1. I could have done a positive and then -1, kind of like it has on the back side of the sheet. Go ahead, anytime you have a negative b, just go ahead and cross off that plus sign. All right, we're going to do one of each of these unless y'all need more. And yes, on this one I'm choosing for you. So we're going to do this one. And we're going to choose this one. All right, where does my line cross my y-axis? What point? How about this? Circle it on your papers. Where does my line cross my y? Where does it cross? Circle where it crosses. I don't see a circle on your paper. I don't see a circle on your paper. Talking this graph right here. You're doing the same thing I just did up there. So I see it on the y. It crosses right there. It crosses right there. There's a y-axis right there where you circled. For those of you not sure what I'm talking about, where does the line cross my red? Yes, this is me. I'm checking to see, do you know how to do this? Some of y'all are circling over here and over here. Is that on the red? No. Where does the circle on the red? I got one person who's got it. I got a couple people who've got it. Ironically, the same people who have been talking this entire time. Good. Good. Again, the majority of y'all. Did you figure out where it crossed? Better. Figure out where it crossed? Much better. Fantastic. So what is that point? 0 and then 4. Because remember, I start right here at my 0, 0 point. I don't move left and right, and I do move up 4. What is my next point that it crosses? Or what is a point that it crosses? 5 and negative 6. Is there anything that's positive maybe on both? Because both those numbers are positive. I mean, I could use 5 and negative 6. It's just, you'd have to go from like negative 6 and minus 4. Do you really want to do that? So other than Angel, somebody else tell me. Because Angel's been the one talking most of the time. Does it cross up here? What about right here? What about right here? These are all points that it crosses. Which one do you want to use? 2? What is that point then? So am I moving left and right 2, or am I moving up and down 2? Okay, so if I move 2, do I move up and down after that? Or do I stay the same? I'm asking you. You're saying 2, and then I'm getting my second point. Does it move up and down from that point?
Yeah.
So I just went over 2.
No.
No? So what's my, did I move?
Oh.
Did I move? No. So that'd be 0. All right, so how do I get from here to here? Plus 2. How do I get from here to here, y'all? Am I adding 4? Oh, subtract 4. So now my m is what? What's my change in y? Subtract 4. What's my change in x? Okay, what's a negative divided by a positive? Negative. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. That's what gets my x. And my is my red circle. Is it a positive or a negative? Positive. And how much did we go up? 4. All right, so I have a table. Do I have a 0, 0 point? I don't, do I? Which means I'm going to have to figure out what my pattern is on my nice little table here. So how do I get from here to here?
Times 2.
So plus 2. Because if I do times 2, would it work from 4 times 2? Does that give me 6?
No.
Does 4 plus 2 give me 6? All right. What is negative 5 to negative 6? So if you're not sure, remember, I can do negative 6 minus negative 5. I can turn this into a nice big old plus sign. 5 minus 6 is definitely 1. So now, I'm going to start with writing an equation. What is my change in y? Negative 1. What's my change in x? Positive 2. Does anybody see a problem yet? Is half of 6 4? No, which means I've got to figure out what y is when x is 0. How do I get from positive 2 to 0? Does everybody see how you did the exact opposite of those two? Everybody see that? So what is the exact opposite of a negative 1? What's negative 5 plus 1?
Negative 6. Oh, negative 4.
Negative 4. Remember, I'm just taking away Or I'm adding to this, so -4. Now, what's the rest of my equation then? There's my b. Which one's b? Is b 0 or is b -4? I don't hear everybody. What's b? What is b?
-4.
There we go. When you only have one person talking, they're the only person learning. All right, any questions? All right, go ahead and use this whenever you're doing your stuff. Your assignment is already in. I will be getting y'all I owe y'all tickets. I apologize, I don't already have some printed off.